It started with an $8 eyeliner that didn't tug on my lids. I was so shocked that I went down a total J beauty rabbit hole and ordered everything I could find. Today, we're doing a full face of Canmake, a Japanese drugstore brand that racks up best cosmetic awards like it's a hobby. To see if this $10 brand can actually handle mature skin texture or if that eyeliner was just a fluke. And I have to say, I discovered this eyeliner thanks to 𝗲𝗔𝗡𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏 makeup. I'll drop her channel in the description. I'm Amy, a Gen X woman with a 2-hour morning ritual and zero apologies about it. I became a certified makeup artist at 52 because apparently that's how I do things, deliberately and a little late by other people's timelines. This channel is for women done being rushed. Welcome. Before we get into the application, let me tell you why I think Canmake is worth your attention at 50+. Most people talk about Canmake sunscreen, but today we're looking at what actually creates the look, the color products. Because at our age, we already have a sunscreen we trust. What we need is makeup that doesn't settle into fine lines. Canmake has 3 things going for it for mature skin. The textures are famous for melting into skin rather than just sitting on top of fine lines. Their powders blur pores without that dry, matte, flat look, and their blushes are translucent. So you get a natural flush instead of a harsh stripe of color. I'm also keeping my usual 𝗖𝗢𝗏𝗑 eye base and my YesStyle foundation in the mix because I want to test Canmake's color products specifically, not fight the base as a variable. I'll let you know anything that's not Canmake as we go, so let's get started. I always start with my eyes first, and I'm using my 𝗖𝗢𝗏𝗑 eye base. This way, the only thing we're really going to be testing today is how the Canmake products perform on my 50+ lids. This is the Perfect Multi-Eye in 05. Now, obviously, it is drugstore makeup, so the packaging is going to be reflective of that, and it came with the little applicator. We're going to throw that away. These shadows are mostly soft mattes. They're very light, which I love on mature lids. I'm going to be applying this lighter shade right here, not the lightest, but the lighter shade in my transition area to go ahead and bring this up since, you know, my eyelids are starting to droop because of aging. Gotta love it. So I gotta make sure that I'm lifting the eye up. Now I'm using a smaller brush. The size of the brush does matter. If you have smaller eyes, you want to use a smaller brush. I'm using a smaller brush, so I'm a little bit more precise. Using the same brush, I'm just gonna go in with one of the deeper tones on the outer edge to give myself some lift, some definition. I'm going to sweep it in an upward motion. You don't have to necessarily get another brush. You can just clean your brush off on either one of those little color changing sponges or on a towel. You just want something to wipe off the excess instead of just grabbing for another brush. I do that quite a bit lately just because I'm lazy and I hate cleaning brushes. So I'm going to go in and just add some definition to this outer corner. And I know you see me coming up into my crease, which is perfectly okay because quite frankly, my hood is going to drop down as I open my eyes anyway. So you're not really seeing that. You're just seeing the outer corner definition. And I'm coming in at an angle so that it's sweeping up instead of just coming in at it straight. I just want to touch up this side because I have one side that tends to be a little bit patchier than the other, regardless of the product that I'm using. And I'm going to clean this up after, so if it's a little bit messy right now, that's okay. So now I'm going to go in with this lightest shade on my, what they call movable lid, and I'm just going to pat it. I want to get my inner corner, and I'm going to blend that all in just a minute. And we're going to keep this fairly simple today. I don't think I'm going to do like an inner corner highlight. I'm not going anywhere. We're just hanging out. So I just want to keep it fairly simple. And then I can also take this shade, same brush. If you want to get a smaller, flatter brush, you can definitely do that. I just want to blend this right here near my brow so that I don't look like I have like a stark line of shadow here. I just want to blend it and make it look a little softer. I'm finding that The shadows are very lightweight. They're not overly dry. I just want to clean this up a little bit right here because I see a little bit of patchiness. And it could be the way I'm working this. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the product, because I do feel like these products are very silky. And I'm not going to do my lower eyelid yet. We'll do that after. I've been getting in the habit of doing that lately, and I'll tell you why in just a few minutes. I have to be honest with you. The Creamy Touch liner is actually what started this whole Canmake rabbit hole for me. I tested it before this video, and I was genuinely surprised. The tip is incredibly fine, and the color payoff is absolutely real, and it stayed put on my hooded lids all day, which is rare, especially since my eyes tend to be a bit watery. So consider this my personal endorsement before we even start. And everything else today is me finding out if the rest of this makeup line can keep up. One little trick that you can do, especially if you tend to have a bit of watery eyes, is you can take a very fine toothpick. You can either use one of the microblading Q-tips that I have mentioned in the past, which love these, so multi-purpose, or you can take a regular Q-tip, and before you apply any eyeliner like to your tight line, just dab to get off any excess moisture. And then, like I said, the tip on these, it makes a little bit of a clicking sound when you turn it to go up, but it's so microfine. I mean, this is freaking amazing. It really just gets right up in there. It's creamy, but it's not so creamy that it also is runny or it's going to transfer. So it's not like I'm taking this dry pencil and trying to tightline. And I'm actually going to do the top of my lash line as well. And I'm doing it super close to the lashes because I just want to give a little bit more depth when I go to put on my mascara. The Eye Bags concealer, I'm going to set this one aside today, and here's why. I don't have eye bags, I have hollows, and those are two completely different concerns that need different solutions. Using a concealer designed to minimize puffiness on a hollow can make it worse, not better. So I'll do a dedicated video on tear trough hollows because it deserves its own conversation. The Perfect Airy Eyebrow is more powdery than a waxy pencil, which works really nicely on mature faces. It's harder to go overboard, and the result looks more like real hair than a drawn on line. I'm filling in where I need density, and then I'm going to brush through to blend. Now, what surprised me on this is the tip is not as tiny as their liners, which I would have thought it would be, because then you'd get even more of a hair-like stroke. So I'm actually going to take this mirror so I can see what I'm doing. And really where I need it is just here at the front. And then I got a couple little bare spots, or not bare, but they're thinning in throughout my brow. So I'm just going to take it and brush it through. I don't need a whole lot, and I'm not going to be doing any sort of brow gel today to keep them in place. This little nose shadow maker is a very tiny contour and highlight duo. I'm using the contour shade on the sides of my nose, and then I'm going to use the lighter shade across the bridge because I'm getting just a wee bit wider in the nose area. And this is on bare skin before I've even done anything with foundation. And that is a personal preference. You can do it either way. There's no right or wrong way. And then I'm just going to put a little bit right here. I'm just going to blend it a little bit with my finger. I still have a few red spots in my face because I just had my second Tixel treatment done last Friday. Yeah, last Friday. I will say I am seeing differences, which is fantastic. Right here, since I'm not using any sort of concealer today, just along this bridge. And I'm going to take a little bit right here just to brighten up this inner eye area. Most makeup is pretty versatile and can be multi-purpose. It just really depends on the formula and then your application method. Now on to skin. This poreless, airy base has the most satisfying texture. It feels literally like a little bouncy cloud, but it's a pore blurring primer, not a concealer, which I originally thought it was. So I'm just going to press a tiny bit into my T-zone and the areas that have the most texture. You don't need it everywhere. It feels super light and silky. And I'm not normally a primer person, but I'm just going to put it like, because I know I have some larger pores right here. Like, this feels like nothing on your skin. Like, I know I said it's bouncy, but it's when you apply it, it's almost like this like silky mousse. So I'm just going to put it here and then in my chin. It's blending really nice into the skin. You guys can see that. Now, I could not find a complexion product with this brand. I shopped in two places. I shopped on Amazon and I also shopped on YesStyle, and I just couldn't find anything that I thought would work. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my regular 𝗖𝗔𝗡𝗠𝗅 foundation. Now for the moment I was most excited about, the cream cheek, because this is one of their most popular products. I have two shades here, which is P02, which is Rose Petal, which is a soft pink that mimics a natural flush. So this is your rested and romantic shade, and I'd recommend it for anyone with cool or neutral undertones. P05 is a pale lilac, and I know lilac sounds terrifying, but here's the pro tip. Lilac and purple blushes act like a color corrector for mature skin. So as we age, our skin can go sallow, it can get a bit yellowish and dull. So lilac cancels out that dullness and brightens up the whole complexion. And it's a pro level trick that looks scary in the pan and absolutely beautiful on the face. One thing to know about these blushes: P02 and P05 have a luminous finish. So if you have deeper texture or orange peel pores right on the apples of your cheeks, be careful, because shimmer can highlight that. But if you apply it as a blush highlighter hybrid to the high points of your face, it gives that expensive glow that actually costs, you know, $50 or more at a department store. So I am going to swatch this for you, and I will tell you one thing about these products is that they are known for being very sheer. You can layer them. It's to give you that natural kind of flushed look. So if you like those minimalist days, this particular product would be absolutely perfect. So this one here is the P02. Let me see if you guys can see that. This is after 2 layers, and even though it says it's a cream, I'm telling you, you guys, it's so silky, it feels like a powder. I mean, this could hands down rival some of the more luxury brands. When you put it on, it's amazing the way the texture, like, it feels very creamy in the pan, but it feels like powder as I'm putting it on my skin, and it's just giving my skin this gorgeous glow. Based on what I did with my eyes, I'm going to end up going with the P2, and I'm going to use this brush from Refer. I'm in love with these 2 brushes. Actually, there's 3 brushes from Refer I'm in love with, but we're going to talk about these for 1 second. The LC03 and the LC02. I love these so much. I have been washing them on a consistent basis, at least weekly, so I can continue to use them. They have like become my go-to staples. So I'm going to put some of that blush onto this blush brush, and we're just going to tap it in. And I'm not coming in too far. My cheekbone, so here's my orbital bone, and so my cheekbone is kind of like right about here. And I'm just going to tap. And that's just habit. I tap pretty much with everything these days because my skin moves enough. I really don't want to be swiping and having to go back over things over and over again. The tapping just works perfectly for mature skin. But as you can see, it's more of a flush. So if you're looking for more pigment, we're going to do that in just a second. But it's going on really nicely. It's not patchy. Hold on, I need a closer mirror so I can see this. I'm just gonna take my foundation brush and just blend this out right here. Yeah, I'm really liking the way that this blends in. I wonder if they have more colors. I'm gonna have to check it out. Okay, let's move on to the next product. Now I'm going to add their Glow Floor Cheeks on top, which is their powder blush. Look at how beautiful that is. I loved the embossed flowers. You've got multiple shades in here. These are a bit shimmery. I'm just going to take the Tati SP2 and I'm just going to swirl it in there just to get a mix of all the shades. And what this is going to do is it's going to give me a very soft, flattering glow. So not like a stripe of shimmer, just a natural radiance that's layered over the cream, and then it's going to set that cream. And again, same tapping motion. The Marshmallow Finishing Powder is one of Canmake's most iconic products, and I can see why. So it's got a blend of color in it, and I'm just going to take this big fluffy brush. This one is from 𝗣𝗑𝗏𝗑𝗦. It's the 104 brush, and I'll link everything below in the descriptions. So it's going to give that soft, focused, filtered look without feeling heavy, which is key if you have texture. And I'm honestly just going to tap it in the places that I really need it, which is typically around the perimeter of my face and in my T-zone, where you've got a lot of movement. I'm not getting a lot of kick up with the dust. It's super, super light, so I can see why this would be one of their most popular products. Then they have the Silky Loose Moist Powder, which goes on last as a light moisturizing veil. I'm just going to put a little bit in the cap. I'm going to go in with the same 104 brush and swirl it around. And I'm just going to dust it just where I want extra smoothing, like under my eyes and around my mouth. It's less about setting, just more about that final finish. So I'm also going to put a little bit here in my forehead where I have all my lines. And I'm going to use the same brush that I had used earlier. And I'm going to go back to the eyeshadow palette, and I'm just going to dust a little bit here underneath my lash line. Just so my eyes don't look too naked. I'm using the very tip of the brush, and you can dab off any excess on the back of your hand. Literally, the back of my hand ends up looking like a painter's palette by the time I'm done putting makeup on. Again, I'm drawing it up. I want to blend that just a little bit because it's a little bit harsh on this side. And then if I want to, I can take that same eyeliner that I used before, and I can put that in my bottom waterline. I'm just going to go like right here along the edge of my lash line, and just look at how easily that goes on. I mean, seriously, I am in love with these pencils. Thank you very much, Risa Does Makeup. I will put her channel in the description box because I saw her use these in a video, I think it was a month or two ago, and she was raving about these pencils, and I'm like, oh, I gotta try that. And then of course I went down the rabbit hole. I also want to show you this Secret Beauty Powder is what it's called, as I drop the little powder puff. It's more of a your skin but filtered powder that they recommend you put on bare skin, and that you can even use it in the evening. I'm not going to put it on because I've got enough powder on today, but it's super silky just like their other products, and it's very, very lightweight. So this will be an interesting thing that we'll use in a future video. For the actual lip color, I have the Stay On Balm Rouge in shade 20, which is a tinted balm. It's comfortable, a little glossy, and also perfect if your 50+ lips don't love a drying matte, which mine do not. Okay, full face of Canmake, and let me give you my honest verdict. What surprised me is the liners are genuinely excellent for tight lining. They have exactly the right level of slip without being sloppy and messy. The eyeshadow palette is a quiet MVP for mature lids, and the powders together, honestly, I'm in love with the powders. They gave me a soft focus finish that I honestly wasn't expecting at this price point. What I'd recommend for most mature skin types is the Marshmallow Finish Powder, and yes, it's for almost everyone. The cream cheek, if you apply it with a light hand. The eyebrow product is a yes. It's forgiving and natural looking. Do I have some that work better? Absolutely. I don't know if I would buy that again or not. It didn't wow me. What wowed me was the blushes and these powders and the liners. What's more specific is the luminous blushes. Gorgeous if your texture is more surface level. Just be strategic about the placement if you have deeper pores. The Stay On Balm Rouge, it's perfect for moist lips, but if you have significant fine lines around your mouth, you might want a liner paired with it. So does Canmake deserve its best Japanese drugstore reputation for 50+ skin? For the color products, yes. With the right base underneath, which at our age we have usually figured out, this brand delivers a finish that is soft, flattering, and completely wearable. And at this price, it earns a permanent place in my personal inventory. If you're over 50 and you've tried Canmake, I want to hear from you. Tell me your must-haves and your never-again products in the comments. I do read everything. And if you want me to keep exploring Japanese drugstore brands for mature skin, maybe Heroin Make is next. Let me know which formulas you're most curious about. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I will see you in my next video with more tea, tips, and tools for your pro-aging power moves.